We're going to be going into the next unit, Unit 5, and taking a look at the first written assignment for that. So we're going to start by going to Modules, and then it always brings us to this screen, and we're going to scroll down to Unit 5. And remember that you can always tell a writing assignment by the little piece of paper with the A plus on it, and the reading assignment must be done first, and that's above it has a little chain link or a little bow tie right there next to it, and click on that to take us to the reading. And of course you remember that you should always do all of the reading. Very important to do all of the reading. The reading for this one's a bit longer. As you can see here, it has 11 pages. So make sure you take a look. You gotta scroll all the way down, look at each page. Once you've read everything on one page, then you hit the arrow to go to the next page. And I'm not going to go over every single every single page because there are actually 2 assignments and I want to make sure and get to that part of it. But I did want to point out on page 2 that there's this little listening thing, so make sure it's only 7 seconds long. Make sure you listen to that. And just like on every single page, you want to make sure that you do every part of every page. After you've read every single page, all 11 pages, well, all of the 10 before this, you come to the 11th page where it has the 2 assessments. And there are 2. The first one is the biggest part of the assessment. It's the most writing, most involved. So let's take a look at that one first. Assessment 1. It says, for this assignment, you will use what you have learned throughout the lesson to analyze arguments. Other than in debates and political speeches, the most common place you will find arguments is in the editorial section of the newspaper. An editorial is a piece of writing that expresses someone's opinion on a current issue. The aim of the editorial is to argue in favor of a certain viewpoint. Be sure to read the the grading rubric. Okay, so you have 2 choices. You can do either option 1 or option 2. If you do option 1, you're going to visit the New York Times website, Room for Debate, and you will click on this and it will open that up, and choose a discussion topic that interests you there. So let's just take a look at that. So here's Room for Debate. And then you can look over all the different things on here and choose one of these things, Teens on Screens, Fiction Hero Falls, and so forth, and pick one of these things to write a debate about, or to write about. Once you've selected a discussion topic, read the opinions of the debaters. So you're going to click on it and look at all that. And then you're going to choose 2 of the debaters and analyze their positions on the topic. And you're going to use the argument analysis graphic organizer. By clicking on that link, it's going to open up here. You cannot write directly on this. You will need to copy and paste it either into a Word document or directly into the text box. For option 2, it says, on September 16, 1960, John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon participated in the first televised presidential debate. According to the terms of the debate, Kennedy and Nixon each had the opportunity to make an opening statement. In those ongoing statements, each candidate presented his arguments for the way to help change America. So the first thing you're going to do is watch the opening statements and choose one key point from the Kennedy-Nixon debate, and you'll do that by clicking here. And that's the key point that you pick is what you're going to evaluate. And then you're going to use the graphic organizer to analyze or to evaluate each argument. So it will look like this. In just a second, it's going to come up. And again, you cannot write directly on it, but you will copy and paste this into another document or into the text box in the drop box and use that. Now, so everybody has to pick either the first one or the second one for assessment 1, option 1 or option 2. Then for assessment 2, this one's a little bit less involved, mostly because it's set up as a discussion and we're not going to do it that way. So it says, think about the prompt below in part 1 and post your thoughts to the discussion. You're not going to do that. You're just going to write it on a document. So it says, think about the political messages you received today and answer these questions in thoughtful discussion posts. Not a discussion post, just for me to read. So you need to answer each of these questions thoroughly, completely, in complete sentences. I expect the entire thing to be about 100 words. So at least 25 words for each question. Then you're not going to do part 2, and you are not going to, well, actually you're just not going to do part 2. You will submit what you put into the Dropbox, and that will be it. So make sure that you do both A and B, and good luck. Make sure you contact me if you have any questions, and I can't wait to read it. Thanks.